What do we think about that, like, that trend of, like, you're so funny, thanks? Because I'm going to tell you something right now. You feel free to put this just in the podcast as the opening.
Yeah.
I don't think all those people are that funny. I bet you. I would bet. You know what I mean? Like, I just would bet. Like, I would bet. You know what I'm saying? Like, as a person who is, I mean, I'm sorry, but, like, I am fucking funny. Like, you're just not. Like, I'm just sorry. I don't need to be the one to. It's just like, not all those people are funny.
Right.
And not all those people get told that they're funny. You know what I mean?
I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm doing my best.
Welcome home.
Oh my gosh, here I am. Yeah.
How was your trip?
There were highs and there were lows. And it ended with me stealing some poor girl's luggage.
Okay, I saw that online.
Taking it home.
Let's get into it.
First of all, I know we all have the same bags. You know what I mean?
Did I tell you that they're not advertising, I don't think, on this week's episode, but did I tell you that, like, a man sat down next to me in the airport the last time I was flying somewhere, and I didn't really say anything, but I was kind of like, for a second, I was kind of like, why is he sitting next to me when there's like a million open seats? And then, like, I finally looked at his bag and, like, kind of half acknowledged it, and he was like, I sat next to you because we have the same base bags. We're matching base bags.
And you're like, well, don't accidentally get up and take mine and go to San Francisco.
So that's what happened. But wait.
No, it's worse than that. It's so much worse than that.
Go
It's
ahead,
so
tell
much
your
more
story.
embarrassing. It's so much more embarrassing than that. First of all, just like know that I was too ambitious with this trip. It was too ambitious.
Okay.
And had I returned back to the United States with my 11-year-old Cricket Silverstein after London,
I know her. I like her.
6 days in London,
Yeah.
I think we would have been golden.
You had to tack on Paris.
I had to try. I guess I had to try. I was wrong. I was
You
wrong.
love croissants.
I was sorely mistaken. I was mistaken. This was my bad. I accept full responsibility.
Aww.
It was kind of, I'm not going to lie, Paris was kind of a little bit of a disaster. And Bertie and her friend came from school Friday after school, and we went to Paris Disney on Saturday. It was we were all exhausted.
Mm-hmm.
And then because of like a medication thing, everything's fine. But like because of like a medication thing and Bertie needed to see a doctor in person here, I like made the call that we needed to do it sooner rather than like wait 4 weeks for spring break or whatever.
Sure.
So then I changed the plans and she came back with us, but it was like kind of stressful, the whole journey and getting to that point of like figuring it all out. And also, I hadn't been sleeping great because in London, I think you probably saw my stories, the bed was the size of a thimble. And they were telling me it was a king size bed. And
Tiny
I was like,
beds.
it's not. This
We
is
know
a tiny,
who the king
tiny
is,
bed.
London. He's not a small guy.
No, they were no. And then they're like, oh, this is a UK king. It's closer to your queen. I'm like, it's closer to a double. This is not even a queen. I'm sorry. Anyway, the point being, I hadn't been sleeping a lot. So then we fly back all day. It's like an 8-hour flight. We didn't have the internet. The plane, I know. The internet went out on the airplane like an hour into the flight.
I wondered because that's when it's easiest to get a hold of you when you're on a plane because you're just like, let me power
responsive.
through. Yeah.
I know. And by the way, I had so much work stuff that I had saved for that fucking flight. And then I was truly, truly fucked. Because I couldn't, like, it just, and then I was kind of like losing my mind about it a little bit because I was like, I just know that I have to, and I watched Past Lives which I hadn't seen, the Celine Song movie
Okay.
with Greta Lee. Because I just was like, I need to cry, I think. So I'm just gonna watch that anyway, and then I'll cry. So I watched that, and then I read. Oh, I started reading Ada Calhoun's book, Crush, her new book, Crush, which is so good. We should have Ada on the pod
Yeah, that would be great.
to discuss writing and such. The book's great. I'm super into it, and it's a great, fun, easy read. Like you're in it from page one. You guys will love it. It's so fucking good.
Nice.
And I love Ada, and she's incredible, and she's such a good writer. So we land at Newark, and it was just everything was just very stressful. And I'm lugging now more suitcases than I could handle, which, by the way, I could barely handle the amount I had when it was just me and Cricket. But now I've got Birdie, and she wasn't really feeling well. So it was like really on me and kind of Cricket
Sure.
to lug all this shit. And so then we get to the baggage carousel, and there was something like whatever. But immediately I see one of our bags, like one of my big bags and it has the tags on, whatever. And I grab it and put it on a little thing. And I'm just like, okay, I just have to wait for one more bag. We had to wait for the big white one. And then the big white one comes, but there was like such a mess. There was something going on with the bags. And so then I get the big white one and I got like a trolley thing. And then I loaded the rest of them. I'm like, let's get out of here. We go. And Mark had driven to Newark to pick us up. And so load the shit in the car and get home. He's like, these are so heavy. I was like, I know, dude. I loaded them on and off of the Eurostar by myself, FYI. Just so you know, when you take a Eurostar, no one helps you with the bags. You have to get them onto the train and off of the train alone by yourself.
Okay.
Just word from the whatever. Just so you know.
Just so you know.
Anyway, just so you know. So, which I did. I fully did. I walked so much too. Like my average daily steps is like 18,000 right now, which is
wow.
Kind of cool. Like I feel really good about myself. Still ate so many croissants that I do think I have put on like at least 5 pounds, but it doesn't matter. I don't care. The point is, get back to the house. Mark brought Gina to the airport, thankfully, because we just all needed a little Gina in our lives. Get back to the house, unload, load, get things out. Whatever. We had immediately had a Zoom and immediately had to do 2 things for work that I couldn't not do that hour.
Yeah.
Basically. So it's 6 p.m. at this point. I think we landed at 4 or something. It's 6. Yeah. So my phone keeps ringing and I'm trying to do this thing. I'm it's so annoying. And then finally I pick it up and it's this woman with a French accent. And she's like, you did not have your bag. You took somebody else's bag. The bag is missing the connection. And I was like, what are you talking about? That's not true. I have my bag. What are you talking about? No, you did not have your bag because I am with your bag right now. And I was like, what? And I go downstairs to the hallway, the foyer, whatever, the entry. And as soon as I go downstairs, I'm like, that's not my bag. I knew it as soon as I walked downstairs.
Oh no.
As soon as I saw it with new eyes.
Yeah.
The eyes that know that's not my bag. I was like, that's not my bag. And she's like, no, I have your bag. She's like, I will clear it through customs. You can come to the terminal and to regular baggage claim to where bags are returned or where they're kept or whatever. She explained where to go.
Yeah.
And she's like, can you bring that bag back? And I was like, but wait. She's like, that bag has, and I was like, no, this bag says EWR. It's not going anywhere else. And she's like, oh, well, it doesn't matter. You bring that bag back. And then, and this is a good lesson for all of us, I hang up I'm freaking out. Mark's yelling at me. Birdie's yelling. Everybody's yelling because we're just because it was that kind of moment.
Yeah.
Where everyone's fucking yelling, And I'm crying because I'm I can't fucking believe I've done this. And also, who's going to go back to Newark? You know what I mean? Like, I was just so tired. And I was like, I can't fucking believe this. So I literally am like, wait, I'm just going to check the tag, like the luggage tag, and see if this person has their information on it.
Right.
You know? And she had like a luggage tag attached. And I looked and it had her full name, her address, like less than a mile away from me.
Oh,
and
wow.
her phone number.
Oh, nice.
And so I call, and this girl who's crying answers the phone, like clearly crying. She's been at the airport now for 2 fucking hours.
Aww.
Like I feel like I can't, and then I'm crying because I feel so terrible. And I'm like, I am so embarrassed. I'm mortified. I've never done this in my life. I don't know what happened. I have your fucking bag. And she's like, what? And I was like, I have your bag. It's safe. It's in New York City. Do you live in New York City? Are you going somewhere else? How can I get it to you the fastest? What's the fastest way? She's like, oh my God, I'm so tired. I was like, okay, great. So we make a plan. She's like, wait, I have to close the claim with Delta. Delta? That's not what we were flying. But whatever. She's like, I have to close the claim with the airline. I need your name, full name, whatever. I did the whole thing. So then she just Ubered to my house on her way home. I was like, I'll bring it to you. I did this. Like, I'll bring it to your apartment. And she was like, no, it's fine. I'm dropping off a friend who's nearby you. Like, I'll just come get the suitcase. Okay. So they showed up. I gave her a bottle of wine. I was like, there's nothing I can do to make this better. I'm so sorry. This is the worst thing. I was like, I didn't open it. I just they called me from Delta, and then I thought to look at your name tag and call you directly instead of like dealing with the lost baggage bureaucracy. Anyway, she was like, you didn't need to give me. I was like, I really need to give you a bottle of wine. I'm really sorry. So that bag's gone. Mark generously is like, I'll go back and get the bag. And he texts me, the bag's not here. And I was like, what? And he's like, no, bag's not here, busy. And I was like, what are you talking about? And he's like, well, apparently they hold them at customs until the end of the night, which the woman on the phone, he was there. The woman was on speakerphone, so he heard the woman as well. The woman said, I'm bringing the bag down to this place now. Yeah. He was like, that's not what happens. They didn't bring it down now. They hold them, these bags that clear customs where people have like forgotten them or taken the wrong bag. I guess it happens. They hold them until the end of the night, and then they all bring them all down together. Oh, and he's like, so they're going to just like deliver the bag tomorrow. And I'm like, I'm so sorry, Mark. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry that I made you drive back to Newark to get a bag that isn't there and isn't going to be there. Anyway, it wasn't great. Not great. It was not great.
Do you have the bag now?
The bag was delivered today. Yes.
Oh, good. Nice. Okay.
So I got my bag. Like, I only caused a poor girl maybe a nervous breakdown when she thought her bag from Paris was stolen. And it was by me.
Oh, no.
But I wasn't going to steal anything. I just thought it was mine.
It was just a mix-up.
I mean, it was so dumb.
Oh, my God.
It's also really, here are the two things I'm taking away from this re-travel. Number one, put your name and phone number on your bags.
Yes.
Number two, check the tag of your bags before you leave.
Before you leave, yeah.
Especially if you're going through customs. I feel so stupid. I normally do it too, but I just was out of my mind kind of, and I just did, and I just didn't, and I feel really stupid about that because that is but now it's been obviously shown to me again how important it is. So I will always be, if I check a bag, I will always be making sure that tag says, or just like be one of those people and put like giant electrical tape in like different colors or something, you know what I mean? Stickers, cover your bag in stickers, or because everybody does have like the same 3 bags,
Yes.
you know?
Yeah. Listen, it's also like if you get food to go from a restaurant, you should technically check what's in the bag, but no one ever does. They come home and they're like, they forgot the egg rolls. You know, it happens.
Yeah, it does happen. Well, I don't know if this really happens, but it did happen. It definitely
Something
did.
always happens. And I'm going to say, like, in your defense, the bag retrieval system is woefully outdated and unnecessarily confusing. And so, like, they're lucky it doesn't happen more. Like, in what world do they throw your bag down a chute and then you have to, like, fight people to get to your bag?
It's so weird.
It's like traveling and it's hard to lift off the thing and some bro is like standing in your way instead of helping you.
It's really weird.
It's weird. It's a weird system. Like already I'm picturing myself. I'm on high alert and full of anxiety getting my bag off that conveyor belt as it is.
Yes.
So, I mean, it's only one step further to like grabbing the wrong bag, you know?
Which, by the way, I have done before. This isn't the first time I've grabbed the wrong bag. This is the first time I've left the airport and customs. Gone through customs with someone else's bag. I mean, thank God she didn't have anything contraband and I wasn't stopped. I mean, but then I guess that would have been best case scenario because I would have been like, this isn't my bag.
This isn't my bag. This is someone else's name. Look right here. Oh my God. What a nightmare.
Yeah, it was not my finest moment. And it was just, yeah. You know how I like religiously get facials my whole life?
Yes.
Okay. So one thing that stuck with me from a facial that I got when I was a teenager, I started getting facials when I was like 16 because it was like the one thing that my mom did. And I like loved it. Okay. I remember getting a facial when I was a teenager, and she was like, and don't ever forget, you don't want to have an ageless face and a crocodile neck. I think about it a lot.
Yeah.
Especially, now,
right?
More than ever, I guess.
Yes. I'm at that age where I'm like, oh, shoot.
Okay, so we got to try Go Pure Beauty because they developed their revolutionary Tighten and Lift neck cream powered by clinically proven active ingredients. It's an advanced formula. It's designed to visibly firm, smooth, and rejuvenate the delicate skin on your neck and chest. Don't ask me to say what is it? How do you say it? Say it.
Décolletage.
Décolletage. Thank you. Décolletage. I like literally every time I see that word somewhere, it like gives me panic.
It's a hard one.
But décolletage. In as little as 4 to 8 weeks, guys, here's the thing. The skin on your neck, it's thinner, it's more delicate, it's less oily. It requires specialized care. Go Pure's firming complex targets the unique concerns of the neck while nourishing and strengthening your skin for a more lifted, youthful look.
You guys know this cream, by the way. It's totally viral on TikTok. Everybody swears by it. I'm always curious, like, do they really mean it? So I got to try it and I'm like, oh yeah, they really mean it. A woman my age needs a good neck moisturizer. This is a great one.
A woman my age needs a good neck moisturizer. A woman your age listening needs a good neck moisturizer. My point
Everybody
was when I was a teenager, the woman was like, get a good neck moisturizer. You know what I'm saying? Like we all could use it. Just FYI, all Go Pure products are cruelty-free, paraben-free, and sulfate-free, which is important in my home. So you know that you're giving your skin clean, effective care without harsh chemicals or compromises. Go Pure, not about transforming the skin on your neck, not just about that. They've got a full line of science-backed skin and body care to brighten and hydrate and restore your glow head to toe. I like that little rhyme. Powerful vitamin C serums, which are amazing. Deeply hydrating retinol moisturizers without harsh chemicals or a hefty price. With over 1 million jars sold, this beauty secret is no longer a secret. For a limited time, our listeners get 25% off Go Pure with code BEST at checkout. Just head to gopurebeauty.com, use code BEST, and you're all set. And after you buy it, do us a favor, guys. When they ask you where you heard about Go Pure, tell them it was from our show. Your neck is going to thank you. It's been a minute since I've done some songs on here. But I'm ready to do some songs for our brands. Hungry Root. It's like having a personal shopper and nutritionist all wrapped in one Hungry Root.
That's accurate information.
It is good.
It is good.
And maybe you're like me, where grocery shopping and meal planning is not your forte. For a million different reasons, I like Hungry Root because it's like having a personal shopper. It's like having a nutritionist all wrapped in one. They take care of it. They do the weekly grocery shopping. They recommend healthy groceries and meals that are tailored to your tastes and nutrition preferences and health goals. And they make it very easy to eat high quality, nutritious food and achieve any diet or health goals. Maybe it's anti-inflammatory. It's always anti-inflammatory. Let's be real.
Right.
Gut-friendly, gluten-free, dairy-free, high-protein, more. Shopping and planning and cooking food can really be simple and stress-free. That's their goal at Hungry Root. They make personalized recommendations that get smarter and learn more about what you like or what you didn't like or love. And all of Hungry Root's recipes can be made in just 15 minutes or less, with over 15,000 recipes shipped each week. There's something for every taste and nutrition preference. They also have healthy groceries like smoothies and kids' snacks and sweets and ready-to-eat meals and salad kits, which I love the salad kits.
Yes.
And they even have supplements. There's never high fructose corn syrup, artificial sweeteners, or preservatives in any of Hungry Root's food. They only source top quality meat and seafood free of hormones and antibiotics.
Yeah. I love that the recipes are so easy because sometimes meal kit recipes are not easy and you might as well have just started from scratch yourself. These are really easy. You can get them cooked up in 15 minutes. But I also love that they have the groceries because sometimes you spend a lot of money on a meal kit service and that takes care of dinner. But what are you eating for the rest of the day? Hungry Root makes sure that you have things for breakfast, things for lunch, snacks. Sweets, whatever.
I like the snacks and I like the smoothies and stuff because sometimes, I'm one of those people that forgets to eat and then it's 3 p.m. and I'm like, oh, what am I going to do?
Yeah.
And I just grab one of those smoothies and I'm good. Anyway, guys, you're going to love Hungry Root as much as we do. Take advantage of our exclusive offer for a limited time. Get 40% off your first box. Plus, get a free item in every box for life. Go to hungryroot.com/busy. and use code BUSY. That's hungryroot.com/busy, code BUSY to get 40% off your first box and a free item of your choice for life. hungryroot.com/busy, code BUSY. Should we talk about the first part of my trip?
Yeah, sure.
The London part?
Yeah.
That was so fun. And also, Cricket did, I think at a certain point, she was like, Mom, you have to stop making me do so much stuff. And I was like, do I? I don't know.
She just wanted to
It's
chill
also
a little
so
bit.
fun. Yeah, she did. But we did some stuff that was chilling a little bit.
Yeah.
Also, I don't post her on Instagram. So it's a bummer that people don't get to see some of the best pictures of all time from our Harry Potter full day tour. Highly recommend if you have a kid who's into Harry Potter. We did this combination City of London walking tour where you went to different locations.
Right.
And we got really lucky because we did it on a Sunday, which actually our guide, Sam, who was wonderful, said Sundays are kind of slow.
Oh, nice.
Generally. But there were only 4 people. It was just us and one other and a couple on the tour.
Oh,
So
that's great.
it was like basically just us. And he said, Sam said the most that he's ever done is that he's like, they cap it at 50. And I was like, 50 people? I don't want to be in that tour. I don't want to be walking around London with 50 people. That sounds terrible to me. But 4 of us was very doable. And it was super fun. And he knew a lot. The guy knew a lot, Sam. He had gone to drama school. He wanted, he's an actor.
Oh, sure.
But now he's doing stand-up and really focusing on his comedy.
Okay.
And I said, you should inject some of that comedy into your walking tours. And he said, I don't think it's a good fit. And I said, okay, then don't do that. No, but he was very nice and really a good tour guide. So the first part of the day is like, you're walking around London, the city of London, and you see all these different places. And he shows you he has a little iPad he whips out and shows you different scenes. And then he's like, and that's the door. And you're like, what? That's the door. Amazing. If you pause for 2 seconds, that's the door. Okay. Anyway, I mean, I was like, but it was fun,
Yeah.
And then you get in a little van. Well, I guess if you're in a tour with 50 people, you get on a big bus. But we got in a van and drove out an hour. Outside of the city is the Warner Brothers studios where they filmed Harry Potter. And that's where they have the studio tour. Sam doesn't do that part because you just kind of do it yourself.
Yeah.
But you get I got the tickets through the tour that I found online.
Yeah.
So it was all of it was included. And you go through, I'm sure people have been on this, but it's the whole experience. And they have all the real sets that they've preserved and maintained. And the Great Hall is exactly how it was when they were shooting. And it's so cool. It's really cool to see. They kept a lot of the things intact. I mean, also in part because they filmed over however many years, 10 years?
10 years or something.
12 years or something? Yeah, I think it was 10 years. I should know because I took the tour. But but they had it was really cool because it just is such a crazy. I mean, if you're a fan, especially, I am not and didn't. I haven't. I mean, I've seen 2 of the movies, but I can appreciate how much of an insane undertaking it is.
Yeah.
And also there was right at the beginning of the tour, and J.K. Rowling is trash, but
We know she's trash.
we know she's trash, guys. Unfortunately, I don't know. In this instance, with with the Harry Potter of it all, it's hard. It's really hard.
It's very hard because, I mean, there's a few questions. A, was she trash when she wrote Harry Potter? Probably. She probably was secret trash. I don't know. These things were massively popular to a lot of little kids who are still little kids and who, this became an important part of their life.
Yeah.
When they were little kids, and they still are kids. So it's I get it that there's a whole important conversation about whether you're still able to or should enjoy the creations of someone that you now know is trash. And I'm sure there's lots of teachable moments for conversations that you can, will eventually have with Cricket, or that she'll find out on her own.
Wait, are you
whatever.
kidding? She knows that J.K. Rowling is trash.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing. I mean, she's Cricket's not here for J.K. Rowling.
Yeah, exactly.
But she does love Harry.
Right. Right. It's complicated.
It is complicated.
That's why
but
I always say I always had the luxury of hating Woody Allen.
that is a good thing.
I never had to give up Woody Allen.
I never particularly was a huge fan. I remember going with my boyfriend.
Yeah.
A boy I like. I don't know if we were boyfriend girlfriend at the time. I liked him a lot, but I remember going to see some fucking Woody Allen movie in like high school and just being like, I have to pretend to like this. Ugh, this sucks. Anyway, Harry Potter tour. I made Cricket do all of the like cheesy photo ops, and Cricket, you guys, is first of all the funniest kid, and she's just the best. Like really so game for anything.
Yeah.
But her bit in pictures is that she doesn't smile. That's her bit.
Yeah.
And like it's like a bit, but it's also not a bit because it's like she just doesn't smile in photos when pictures are being, and she doesn't love pictures being taken of her. And she's very clear that like nothing is to be shared publicly online, which has been respected for years now by her dad and me. Occasionally friends of mine will post pictures of Cricket and I'm a little bit like, well, I don't know. If she doesn't know, I don't know. I mean, I don't know what to say about that because it has happened a couple times.
Yeah.
But maybe they've asked her. I don't know. I should check in on that. But the point being, her commitment to not smiling in photos. I said to someone the other day, if I could commit to anything as deeply as Cricket has committed to not smiling in photos over these last several years, I think I would get a lot accomplished. I think I would feel really good about all of the things that I want to be committed to.
Yeah.
But it just made the photo ops that much funnier, honestly.
Yeah.
Like her on the like green screen on the broomstick flying through London, which I posted my video of me flying through London. I'm not going to post our train video, obviously, because Cricket's in it. But like that one is so insane and crazy. And then there's like the still photographs of us on the broomsticks. I like made her do every photo op in London. Like every place we went, I was like, this is the picture. Like we got to do it. And at a certain point I could tell that she was just like about to like lose it on me. But then I think she like really fundamentally does get that at some point she's going to think it's funny. Like all of these pictures. We did the like wanted witch or wizards, like the wanted wizards poster. Like I really went for it. When we went to the aquarium one day because she just like likes to look at fishes. It's not like the London Aquarium is known for any mammals or anything. You know what I mean? Like it's not like they have like, it's not like a SeaWorld situation.
Not a notable fish exhibit.
Well, I'm just saying it's just like fishes, you know? I don't know. I get like weird about aquariums and zoos. I don't know whatever I'm supposed to stand on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I feel like since they don't have whales or dolphins, I'm like seals, we're okay.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't know.
We'd have to ask the fishes like how it's going for them.
I know. Jellyfish, like some jellyfish exhibits, some seahorses, maybe a leafy sea dragon or two. I don't know, guys. They seem fine. Is all I'm saying. A clownfish, whatever.
Amazing. Yeah.
Some small sharks, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, I made her do like the pictures at the aquarium. Like I was really going for it. We went to the Tower of London.
Oh, fun.
Saw the Crown Jewels, the White Tower.
Yeah.
And although I had booked a very special Tower of London tour that, to be fair, was too ambitious. It like started, you had to be there at 8:15 in the morning.
Ooh.
And it was like 4 or 5 days in. It was the day before we were leaving London. And the night before we went to see Mean Girls.
Oh, nice.
Is in London, Mean Girls the musical. And we were out pretty late. And she had already said like all day, basically, like, please don't make me wake up and do the tour at 8 in the morning. And I was like, we're going to do it. It's going to be fine. We're going to power through. And then you can nap you can come home in the afternoon. I'm going to see my friends Gil and Eliza. You can chill. You don't have to like come hang out with them. And I do have to say that at 7 in the morning when my alarm went off, I was like, yeah, no, we're not going to do this. This is not going to happen. That's just not happening. So we just went later in the day and like did our own tour. It was fun. We saw Much Ado About Nothing with Tom Hiddleston, and I keep blanking on her name. She is Haley Atwell. Haley Atwell is her name. Do you know who that is?
No, I don't think I do.
She was on like a Marvel TV show, I feel like.
Okay.
It's like was like on ABC where she played some kind of superhero. Anyway,
I'll look her up.
I think it was I think it was Royal Shakespeare Company production. I think it was RSC. Totoro definitely is RSC. But it was directed by that guy that's like known for directing all the plays in a really cool way. Whatever, guys. It doesn't matter. The point is, both Jesse Tyler Ferguson and Abdi Nizamian, who were both in London, were like, you have to go see Much Ado if you can. And I just happened to look. My friend Claire and her daughter Elsa, who's like a year and a half older than Cricket, they live in London. Well, she's got 3 daughters, but I had been texting with her. I was like, if I can get tickets to Much Ado About Nothing, would you want to go? And she's like, oh my God, yes, I'm dying. Everybody's saying it's incredible. And I just looked, and like, it must have been like the minute they open up the house seats that didn't get sold or something. Because there were just like 4 seats in like the best section available. Like like, yeah. So I got them. So we went, because we weren't planning on seeing that, but we went and saw that. And it was really good. And then we saw, and then Jesse, Tyler Ferguson, is in town because he's doing a Sondheim musical, Sondheim's last musical.
Oh, okay.
And he's doing that in June, or May, June, I think.
Okay.
But so he's in rehearsal, and he was like, hey, my friend wrote and created this like farce show called Dracula, a Comedy of Terrors. and it's like opening at the Munier Chocolate Factory, which is like the equivalent of like off-Broadway. You know, it's like a small theater. It's so anyway, he's like, it's the opening night tomorrow. Do you and Cricket want to come with me and my friend from the show that I'm doing? And I was like, yes, that sounds amazing. So we met them for dinner and we went to this show, and it was so ridiculous and funny. Dracula's like hot and bisexual, you know, and it's like there's only Dracula plays himself like the whole show.
Okay.
But the other 4 actors, there's only like 5 actors in the place. The other 4 actors play like all the other parts, and like, you know what I mean? And like, it's like wigs, and it's like it was just like very silly and funny, and Cricket thought it was amazing. And like, honestly, I think she liked it maybe best of all. And then we saw Mean Girls, which was incredible and totally changed from the Broadway version, which Cricket never even remembered seeing because she was 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was cool to see that, and I loved it. Highly recommend. And then our last night we saw the Royal Shakespeare Company is doing the most incredible play of My Neighbor Totoro, the Studio Ghibli movie. That's incredible, but they use puppets, but like it's so cool.
Oh, wow.
And the actors are incredible. And like, I don't even know how to describe what they're doing on stage. You feel like if you know the Studio Ghibli movies,
right,
and you're a fan.
Yeah, I like the movie.
I think even if you don't, this is still like a really incredible thing to see. But like, I've never seen something that so perfectly captures like the essence of an animated film on stage. Like, it totally blew my mind. I thought it was incredible.
Oh, amazing. That sounds so fun.
Yeah.
What a good trip.
Yeah. It was good. And we ate lots of food, and I saw friends. I had so many friends that were in London, and that was fun. And Then we took the Eurostar, and that was a little stressful because the bags were too big and heavy, and I had to do it all. And obviously, like, wasn't going to make Cricket lift, bags that weighed more than her onto a train. And then the hotel that we were at in Paris was really nice, really cool, and a great location. And I got very into, now, I don't know, because you know me. I've never done this before, but I found these tours on like Get Your Guide. Have you ever heard of this?
No.
It's just this site, or like it's an app, Get Your Guide. And
Okay.
it's like, it was really amazing. Like, so the tickets to the Louvre were all sold out. You have to get like timed tickets.
Okay.
But then I just like went on Get Your Guide and kept refreshing. And then there was like a timed entry direct to the Mona Lisa with a guide and skip the line. And it was like, because it was like the next morning, it was on sale for like half off. So I just was like, boom.
Nice.
So I got that. And I wanted to do like another walking tour in Paris, but then Cricket was really like not feeling the vibes. And I'm a little bit regretful of that.
Yeah.
But like that I didn't kind of force her to do it. But
she's that age where I remember my kids being that age and they were like, it's been 1,000 miles. I can't walk another step.
she's pretty good about that. Like she loves walking and like listening to music and like walking.
Yeah.
It was just that like by the time we got to Paris, I think she was just so exhausted. And like, she only eats like 3 things anyway.
Yes.
And there was just like, there were like very few vegetables in her system and there were like maybe no fruits. Like I think she had like 1 apple the entire week. There was just like, it was like, she was just over it. Like she was like over. I like actually remember traveling abroad for the first time when I was 15 on that like Europe trip that I went on with Kate and Christine.
Yeah.
And I remember hitting that wall where I was like, where's McDonald's? You know what I mean? Where I was just like, I just want fucking to go home. Like I wanted like, not to go home, but like I just wanted home. Like I wanted American food.
Right.
I think she was just overwhelmed at that point.
Yeah. I get that.
And she had like checked out and like was like, I can't do this. I can't do this anymore. So there was a lot in Paris. She mostly ate chicken tenders in the hotel room.
I'm glad they had chicken tenders for her.
Me too. I am too.
Oh my God.
I am too.
That sounds really fun.
Yes. And then Paris Disney, which definitely feels a little bit like home.
Yeah.
But different. Don't be expecting the churros that you know and love. Because those churros were not the same. They were small and short.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Mm-hmm. That makes sense.
Yeah.
But so, a good trip.
I mean, overall, my feeling is this. I think that maybe Paris is not for kids.
That makes sense. Not a lot for kids.
I think maybe Paris is to go with your friends or somebody that you're in love with.
It makes sense.
I think Paris is for lovers.
Paris is for lovers, like Virginia.
Yes, and maybe Paris is for like your girlfriends and like drinking wine and like shopping.
Yeah, maybe. I've never
crepes.
been to Paris. When I was working in London on The Late Show with David Letterman, I was there for a really long time, like a month, not years. But everybody went to Paris on the Channel because the Channel had just been opened, but I had to stay behind in London because I had to work. So I never have gotten to go.
That sucks.
It does suck. I mean, maybe I will. I don't know.
Well, I got you something in Paris. I'll give it to you when I see you next
that's
week.
so nice. Thank you. I know.
I have to tell you, I love Beam
Me too.
so much. Glow by Beam. Let's talk about our hormones. Let's talk about our hormone health. Let's talk about why it's important, because it controls everything. Everything. It really does.
Yeah. I mean, especially
You guys, I don't need to
again,
tell you that.
right. We're of a certain age and hormones are on our mind. For me, as much as when they were on my mind in the first place when I was in middle school. It affects my energy levels, my mood, my metabolism, my sleep, and even
Brain
like how my
fog.
skin looks.
Oh my gosh, it's so real. Fatigue, weight fluctuations, bloating, breakouts. Your body is constantly changing. Your hormones are shifting, energy fluctuates, stress. I'm just saying, you might want to start looking at your hormone health. It's a very under-discussed aspect of women's health.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so true. Hormone imbalances can be the root cause of issues for everything, like your forgetfulness or low energy. And it really can be a bummer. It can be a bummer. And to thrive, we need to fuel our bodies with the right nutrients. Why Glow by Beam is so genius. It's a once daily hormone balancing blend for women that has made a huge improvement in my life. You need to try it. It contains 18 comprehensive active ingredients that are combined. They make a daily super powder that supports fluctuations in metabolism and immune function and collagen production and more. Vitamins, minerals, natural antioxidants, specially blended to synergize with each other and with you and your body. There's no more guesswork in the vitamin aisle, guys. Plus, added electrolytes for hydration. Since it comes in the form of a tasty low-sugar drink mix, it makes hydrating your body simple and delicious. Guys, Glow, turns out it's the simplest way to keep up with my hormones and my hydration and everything in between. You simply mix 1 scoop with 8 ounces of water. You shake it, you stir it, you froth it. You're good to go.
And it really is delicious. I know people always ask, is it really delicious? It really is delicious. I'm picky as hell, and it's delicious.
It is delicious. And also, over 40,000 women have trusted Glow by Beam to support their hormone health. And now it's your turn. Glow is here to help bring you back to balance, because balance isn't a luxury, it's essential. For a limited time, Beam is offering our listeners up to 35% off Glow. Just visit shopbeam.com/busy and use code BUSY at the checkout. That's shopbeam.com/busy. And don't forget to use code BUSY for your exclusive discount. Well, you know, as soon as I got home, I had to do so much laundry. I'm not even kidding. The amount of laundry that I had to do was outrageous. Outrageous. I just want to tell you.
I'm sure.
Outrageous amounts of laundry. And you know what I did? I got my Blue Land laundry tablets going.
Ugh.
And it made it so easy, because also I feel good about washing Cricut and my clothes.
Yes.
With my Blue Land.
Because you're not making a mess of the earth, but also you're not making a mess of your laundry room, and they smell delightful. You know what I'm talking about, especially if you live with kids or, dare I say, men. Using liquid laundry detergent isn't it.
No, it's not where it's at.
You're going to be constantly frustrated by how much laundry detergent is dripped everywhere. But Blue Land has these great smelling tablets. You just pop it in. Little dry tablet, doesn't get everywhere, does the job.
Also, they're certified safe and clean by the EPA. They get the job done without worrying about any impact that they're going to have on your family or the future. And honestly, they're the best.
Yeah.
They're the best.
Yeah.
The best.
You know Blue Land, our friends Blue Land. They're on a mission to eliminate single-use plastic by reinventing cleaning essentials to be better for you and the planet with the same powerful clean you're used to. So they don't just have laundry tablets. They have toilet tablets that we love, and they have
all the cleaning products that you need.
Yeah,
like
everything.
Basically everything. And they have reusable, refillable bottles that are very chic, and then you just drop a tablet in, add water, everything from cleaning sprays, hand soap, toilet bowl cleaners, those laundry tablets like I talked about, the dishwasher tablets, which I love because also they don't have any chemicals or microplastics. Just FYI.
Yeah.
Because all of the dishwasher and detergent tablets are 100% plastic free and made with certified clean ingredients. Guys, it's just like, it's too much to do research about everything. Just know that the research has been done and Blue Land is going to be fine for you and your family and the environment. Plus, Blue Land's products are not only effective, they're affordable. Refill tablets start at just $2.25. And you get more savings when you buy in bulk or you set up a subscription, which is what I have, and I love it. Blue Land products are independently tested to perform alongside major brands. So don't worry about the brainwashing that watching cartoons did when you were little because you saw all these ads about the things that cleaned the best and better than anything else. Blue Land's products, I'm telling you, as a kid who watched a lot of commercials, Blue Land's products work incredibly well. They are tested to perform alongside major brands and are free from dyes, bleach, and harsh chemicals, things that you don't need in your home. We don't need to be using anymore. We know better now. We have to do better for the environment and for our families and our dogs and our cats and our pets and whatever. Anyway, Blue Land is the best. We love them. They're trusted in over 1 million homes, including Caissie and mine. Blue Land has a special offer for you, our listeners. Right now, get 15% off your first order by going to blueland.com/best. You don't want to miss it. Blueland.com/best for 15% off. That's blueland.com/best to get 15% off.
Speaking of trains, I'm getting ready to take the train across the country.
This is amazing.
Because I was like, I started exploring it at first because I was like, oh my God, all these like airline disasters or whatever. And then people are like trying to put it in perspective and say that there aren't actually more airline disasters than there usually are, that we're just pointing to them and we're just aware of them. People are reporting on them for whatever reason. And I'm like, that's okay.
That's just not true.
What?
But also, that's just not true. Wait, like literally, that's not true. Like when things happen with airplanes, we always hear about it. 100 full stop.
I keep seeing people showing charts being like, this is a totally normal amount of air disasters. And I'm like,
everybody's got to fight. Everyone's lost their fucking minds, Caissie.
I'm just like, any amount of air disasters is enough to make me think about air disasters. And so like, you know, if there's one that makes me like, oh, I don't feel like getting on. And by the way, like, it doesn't need to be a disaster. It needs to be like, I can't put my bag in the overhead compartment because my fucking shoulder hurts. And I hate waiting in the airport and I hate transferring planes. So anyway, all of this to say, I'm going to take a train across country so I can like get some work done and like look at some mountains and shit.
I mean, here's what I'm going to say. I support your choice in terms of like doing something different and like maybe having a new experience. And like I told you, I have a good friend, Phil Morrison.
I love
who
Phil.
For years exclusively traveled from New York to LA by train, not because of fear of air, whatever, but literally because he enjoyed the time on the train and he liked getting work done and traveling that way. And like, he liked taking a couple days before he was like going to LA to do a job where he would, and you're going to New York to do a job,
right?
Where he would like settle in, get work done, think about the job. And like, I don't know. So I'm very supportive of that. In terms of like not flying because of air disasters, I don't know. I think you're fine. But
it's highly unlikely that, whatever.
I think it's almost impossible because, well, whatever. I don't need to get into it.
But I'm just like, I just don't want to be thinking about it. Yeah. And it's a perfect time to do it. As you said, like to right before doing a job. My husband's been on medical leave from his job. So I don't feel bad taking the extra time to travel because we've been together more than usual as he's been recuperating. And so it's a perfect time to do it. When I told my group chat of Ashley and Kristen, shout out to Ashley and Kristen, they were like, oh my God, I've always wanted to do this. I can't wait to hear how it goes. So it's definitely something that's crossed some people's minds. So I'm very lucky to have time to do it.
I mean, I think it sounds fun. I have long wanted to do a train journey.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to do that really fancy Belmont one that's where you go from France to Italy or whatever.
Yeah.
But also this sounds fun.
It's going to be fun. I mean, or it won't. It'll be miserable 3 days, but I can stand anything for 3 days.
Yeah, you can.
And then I'll be glad to get there when I do. And my train is stopping in Chicago for a few hours, and I've never been to Chicago. So I'm excited about that.
You've never, what? I'm sorry, what? Wait, what are you saying to me right now?
I literally, busy, when I tell you, I think I've said this on the podcast before I started dating, I'd only been to the movies 2 times in my life. I hardly ever went anywhere. I was born in California, raised in Massachusetts, maybe went to Florida, with a drum and bugle corps trip. Went to Pennsylvania often because we competed in Pennsylvania. And then when I was in high school, we went back to California for a band trip. But that was the extent of my travel prior to working. And then everything was a work-related trip. So everywhere I've ever been is because the show that I worked on went there to do a week of shows. So for the most part, California and Florida again, but also happened to go to London when I worked at the Late Show. But that's it, really. That's all I've ever,
I mean, it makes sense. Travel is, you've got to really choose to do it.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
And, it's so funny. The Shane, who works as my assistant kind of now, and she just sort of helps me out, and she was a babysitter. Anyway, I like Shane a lot. She and her boyfriend travel all the time, and it's they're in their 20s and they don't do they're not fancy travelers or anything.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But they really they went on this huge trip to Germany last summer-ish. Yeah. They decided while I was gone, she's like, we're going to go somewhere. And then they decided to just go to France, and they went to the Loire Valley, and then they were in Paris. We saw them for dinner one night in Paris. That was really fun, actually.
Yeah.
Too. But some people just don't do it. You just don't, or you think it's going to be. And I think I like all of those TikTok things and those, Instagram Reels people that give you all the travel tips to do it on a budget.
Yeah.
Because I think if you really do plan it and you are able to figure out how to make it work for you, you can really travel you really can travel anywhere if you can figure it out.
Yeah.
But if you are not one of those people, it can be prohibitively expensive. But even me just getting to Paris and being oh no, I didn't get tickets to the Louvre and they're all sold out and whatever. But then having that app and getting that tour half off because it was the next morning. You know what I mean?
Right.
That was kind of a
I also think
thing.
in my case, the lack of travel is first I wasn't raised, we just didn't do that. So I wasn't familiar with it really. It's something that even to do it for work or whatever, I've had to learn as an adult. But then also I've been with Matt since college, and then we both worked in television, and you can only travel when you're on hiatus and you don't get to take your own chosen time off. So I guess I could have traveled without him, which I did one time. I went on a cruise with my friend Amy Schwartz. In case you know her, she works with Stephen Colbert. But one time I went on a cruise that like her dad had planned a cruise around our hiatus because we worked together at the Rosie show. But then he couldn't go because of business. And so he was like, just bring your friends. So she brought me. But so our time off never lined up. But also we're just not really like our careers have been such that we haven't been really good at like taking time off to do that. So that's like a regret that I have like parentally that I didn't like expose my kids to more travel because it's just the way that we were, you know, we just.
Yeah. I mean, I do think also it's hard to travel with kids.
Yeah, it can be. And it wasn't like Eli's been everywhere, not to like Europe or whatever, but when he was in high school, he would go on these trips every year to like go build a hospital or go build safe ovens for people in the Dominican Republic or what. I know people have like feelings about those service trips, but this wasn't a religious affiliated service trip. It was like through his school and it seemed pretty good. But so every year he got to travel somewhere interesting and he's like been in, you know, forests and snowy mountain peaks and all volcanoes, all that kind of stuff. And Lincoln just never really wanted to do any of that. So who knows? Maybe one day I will get to Paris. I'd really like to visit Japan because that's where my dad spent a lot of his childhood, England and Japan. And I've been to England, so I would like to go to Japan. We shall see.
Well, I think I want to take cricket to Japan next year. I think that's what I want to do with cricket next year.
That'd be so fun.
I'm already playing. Maybe you come with.
Maybe. I would love it.
I know. Well, maybe we should do that because that would be really fun.
That'd be super fun.
You know, there's a Studio Ghibli amusement park thing there.
Oh, that's amazing. I did not know that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my gosh.
I know. Japan's on my list as well. Actually, in Asia, I've only been I really want to go to India as well. Simran has said she'll take me to India at some point.
Nice. Simran, our friend, who is like just having a moment.
She's always having a moment, but she's really having a moment.
She's always having a moment, but she's really having a moment because she was a writer on the show The Pit.
The Pit, and she was the showrunner of the Laverne
Clean
Cox.
Slate.
Clean Slate. The Laverne Cox show, which I loved.
Yes.
Still love.
Yeah.
No, she's killing it. Killing it.
Which she deserves it. She's the most fun.
And she works so fucking hard. She works so hard. But you guys know Simran from my Instagram. Anyway, but yeah, I've only been to Hong Kong. I went to Hong Kong when I was like 22 because I was offered this weird job to like go host a TV program for the International network.
I remember.
Oh, right, because we got the video. Didn't we find the video for it or something?
When we worked at E, we got.
Oh my God, and it's so embarrassing.
They plumbed their archives to find that video for us.
Wait, where did that go? Do you still have it?
I don't know. That's a good question.
See,
I would have to
easy
ask
come, easy go.
Nelson Walters.
Maybe Nelson will know where it is. I'm just saying, like, it's so funny. We really did work hard to get that vid, and then I have no idea where it is. But I was also so bad at it. Like, I didn't understand what I was supposed to be doing, and nobody explained it to me and whatever. But I brought my mom with me, and it really was fun. Like, it was a really fun trip.
Yeah.
Doing stuff like that, like, I do try to, like, if I'm offered a job ever that's like a place I want to go, I will definitely deeply consider it. Because I really, you know what I mean? Because like I've always looked at it sort of as an opportunity. Yeah, like if somebody's paying for you to travel someplace, come on.
Go for it.
Go for it.
I mean, hopefully wherever we go, we'll get let back in the country now.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I was let back in and I immediately like stole someone's luggage. So, you know what I mean?
They should have kept you out.
I'm just saying.
Oh my God.
I just immediately absconded some poor girl's bags.
But you made it right. You
Just
made
bag,
it right.
Bag.
Oh my gosh. The only
Yeah.
adventure I have had recently is trying to get my mom's car from the East Coast to the West Coast. And it's not happening.
Wait, why?
Because we went through this thing where we were like, can we register it in Massachusetts so that like Eli could drive it across country and then we'll re-register it in Los Angeles once it gets here.
Right.
And so we talked to someone on the DMV, on the phone from the DMV in Massachusetts, and they were like, yes, here are the forms you need to send it to here, overnight it so that you'll be able to track the package, then wait 3 weeks, and then you should get the plates back in the mail. And we were like, okay, great. So we did all that. We waited 3 weeks, and then we got the package and we were like, yay. And then we opened it and it was all of our stuff back saying, this is not possible for us to do this because you're not residents of Massachusetts. And we're like, okay, that person on the phone didn't know the rules. And so then we were like,
what are you talking about? I'm not. Wait. You don't have to be a resident of a state in order to register a car there.
Apparently you do in Massachusetts.
Oh, wow.
So then we went to the LA DMV just to see like what would happen. And they were like, oh, okay, sorry. They were so nice at the DMV, which is like a whole new experience. They're trying to rebrand. I think like DMVs all over the country are trying to rebrand as like, we're not horrible. So they were so nice and they were like, yes, we can do this for you. We just need this form that, of course, we didn't have this form. But Matt was like, okay, we have a form that's not exactly this, but kind of this, basically saying that like I'm the heir to my mom's shit or whatever.
Right.
So he was like, I'll drive back to the house. I'll get that form so we can show it and like bring it to them. And by the way, we had explained to them what we were trying to do. And so then he goes back, he gets the form. We bring it up to the window and they're like, yeah, this form could work. And then they were like, so then do you have the car here? We just need to go and like visually inspect it. And we were like, no. We don't have the car here because we're trying to bring it here from Massachusetts. That's why we're trying to get plates for it to bring it. And they were like,
what happened to the plates?
It expired because of all the time I was waiting for that cuckoo lawyer to like get my mom's estate appointment.
Why don't you just put it on a truck?
That's what I think we're going to have to do, but it's full of stuff that we were hoping to keep. So now we have to ship all that stuff.
Yeah, that is fucking annoying.
And someone has to go there in person to like do all this shit.
Yeah. Yeah, you can't put anything in the car that you're going to ship. I know.
Right. So
I know this from when I shipped my car here from Los Angeles.
And then when I was on the train kick, I was like, oh, they have auto trains. Maybe they have an auto train that could take the car across. They don't have an auto train that goes across country. That seems like the most sensible thing, like that you'd want to take your car across country, but they only like the auto train only works between like a few states on the East Coast, like from the middle East Coast to the South East Coast. And I'm like, okay, I guess
like we can take your car from Massachusetts all the way to Virginia.
I think it's literally like Virginia to Florida. And I'm like, okay, if you can't make that drive, I get it. Like I get it, but I don't. Are people putting their car on the train just to go like a couple states?
No, that seems stupid.
That seems stupid. Happening. So I think we're going to have to ship it on a truck and then like ship all that other stuff. Who knows? It's like, this is just why I start to power down whenever there's like a task to be done, because I know in my mind, Matt began this project with so much hope in his eyes. And I was like, babe, I don't want to pee on your parade, but I can tell you that 1,000 things are going to happen throughout this process. And in the end, we will have accomplished nothing.
I mean, I don't know.
We'll see. But yeah, so that was like a little bit of an adventure of something that I tried to get done. And then again, so nice at the LA DMV. They were like, you know what you need to do? Call back Massachusetts. See if they'll give you temporary paper plates to just drive it across country. And that's what you should do. And we were like, we don't think that they're going to do that because they already told us we couldn't register it. And they were like, but maybe they have different rules for temporary plates. So just call them. And then we called back Massachusetts and they were like, we are the only state that doesn't offer temporary plates. They like for a dealership, if we bought it from a dealership, they would, but that's the only time they offer temporary registration for dealership purchases. So, I'm like, we should have just, I don't know. And I will say that, like, if it was just me, there's a chance that I would just put some old expired plates that I bought at a garage sale and like drive it across the country. But where it like might be my son doing it, I don't want him to go to jail for my poor judgment, if he should get pulled over. And he said I did get pulled over when I drove cross country. So, there's a high likelihood I would again. So I don't want to, I don't want to put him in that position to become a criminal.
Yeah, you don't want to get pulled over driving across country. Just that's the rule.
Yeah, in some car that's not registered to you and you don't even share the last name of the person that owned
it doesn't seem right. It feels like you're going to end up in like a small jail and then like have the weirdest week of your life and then maybe find love. I don't know. Actually, I'm rescinding. This could be a real fun adventure.
Then you write a memoir about it, but it's highly fictionalized, and then you go on Oprah, and she supports you, but then she finds out that you made up a lot of it.
Well, the new thing. The new thing is just calling your book fiction or a novel, but it's just your real story.
Yes.
Or autofiction. Autofiction is what it's called.
Which sounds like a sex thing to me. But
it does. I thought that too. When I first heard the term, because Emily Beebe's boyfriend is like doing his doctorate on it or whatever, I was like, oh, kinky. But then I found out what it was and I was like, I know what that is. Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, cool.
Oh my God.
Carl Nove, whatever his name is. I mean, whatever. Anyway. Autofiction. I do think there's might be an opportunity there for something great, but
yeah, who knows? I mean, listen,
it's already been quite a tale.
It's just how these things go. But yeah, it's all kind of never ending. Jail. If it was me, I would send myself to jail.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I guess we don't want to send our children to jail if we don't have to.
It should be their own choice to go to jail if that's
not because they're doing a favor for their mom.
Yeah, to risk it. Well, the car is for the guys, but still. It's just like, and at this point, I'm like, I should have just sold the fucking car in Massachusetts and like it's not even worth it. And then, but I think it's like sentimental at this point, and it's like it's a little bit of a quest,
It's become a quest for sure.
Yeah.
Once and let's be real, once something becomes a quest,
you have to do it.
You got to see it to the end.
You have to see it
through.
I have to look at that story circle to see where we are on the quest. I feel like we're in the first quarter still, Have you ever seen that, like Dan Harmon's story circle?
No.
Where it's like, it describes to you, like, I'll send it to you. It's really interesting. If you're interested in writing or storytelling in any way, I always share it with people because it's really interesting and it just makes everything make so much sense. Dan Harmon's story circle. You can just Google it and like an image will come up. But it's really helpful.
I can Google it. I'll Google it. I'll Google it. You know what I wanted as soon as I got back into the States?
Good old mac and cheese.
I wanted mac and cheese.
Comfort food makes you feel like a little kid again.
I know. It's like also what I ate the entire time I was pregnant with Cricket, which probably explains why that's like her favorite food of all time.
You passed it on.
I really did. But I love that Goodles.
Yeah, because it's mac and cheese and it tastes even better than the mac and cheese we remember. But it's packed with protein and nutrients.
It's seriously a game changer. Goodles is incredible. Every flavor is delish. Twist my parm hatch chili. Come on. They've got a truffle. If you're into truffle, some people, truffle's very divisive, but
Controversial for some people.
Controversial,
I love
but I love it. I like it too. But Goodles, each serving has 14 grams of protein, 7 grams of fiber with prebiotics, and 21 vitamins and minerals from real plant sources. It's a low glycemic index food for steady energy instead of a carb crash. And it's kosher and clean label purity award certified. They also have vegan. They've got gluten-free options.
Love it.
Guys, Goodles Deluxe Mac comes with the creamy sauce. Come on. That's so good. Trust us. You need some Goodles mac and cheese in your life. And don't forget their nutrient-packed pasta, too. Pick up Goodles on your next shopping trip. It's available nationwide at major grocery stores and retailers. We know you're going to love Goodles as much as we do. Euphoria, euphoria, euphoria. I had to bring the song back. It's the best song. This is Euphoria has been with us. This song, my Euphoria song, has been with us the entirety of this podcast.
The whole way. It's
Almost
a classic.
5 years now.
Yeah,
Case.
I know.
We have to do something for our 5-year anniversary. Euphoria. Maybe Euphoria will sponsor it. Euphoria, 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 euphoria. But anyway, guys, we love Euphoria. We love them so much because
Orgasms.
I love their products. Yeah, because who doesn't want to have a better orgasm? Everyone wants it. It's true. It's important to have good orgasms.
It's good for your health.
It's great for your health. And in this time, we need to do everything we can for our health, mental health, physical health, emotional health, all the healths.
Yeah.
Honestly, also sensuality starts with Euphoria. People might be like, I don't need any extra help in the bedroom. That's fine. Maybe you don't. Maybe
you know what I say to someone who says that? Grow up.
What? Yeah. Maybe why don't you just chill?
Open your mind.
Also, no one's accusing you of anything, honey. We're just offering an option where like something might be better. Could be better. We don't know.
Exactly.
Why wouldn't you want to try? Literally, why wouldn't you want to try? Okay. Imagine the best orgasm or sex you ever had. Now imagine it could be better with products that were designed to naturally enhance sexual pleasure and give you access to bigger and better orgasms. Don't you want that?
Who wouldn't want that?
What's wrong with you? Why wouldn't you want that? Of course you want that. Get the Euphoria Awaken Arousal Oil and get the sex oil. Get the intimacy melts. I mean, guys, get it all. Just order the whole thing and you're going to be so happy. Awaken stimulates arousal, increases sensation. It uses CBD and warming, sensation-inducing organic botanicals that enhance your arousal and sensitivity and access to orgasm and overall pleasure. It's also proven to work. 92% of people felt more aroused. 92% reached orgasm.
That's a real study.
That's
a
a real
perception study conducted by Citrus Labs.
That happened. That is real. But also anecdotally, I've given it as gifts. It's a great gift.
Yeah.
Bridal shower season's coming up or whatever. Wedding shower, whatever people are doing. I don't know. They get married, I guess. Wedding showers, bachelorette parties, baby showers. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Anyway, Euphoria is here to help you have really good sex and way more of it. And I'm very into their all-natural organic formulas for all of your most intimate needs. So listen, you have our permission to try this, buy this, get it for friends, get it for yourself, get it for your lovers, get it for anyone and everyone. I fully endorse you to go ahead, treat yourself or your partner, experience your juiciest and deepest sensual experience with a bottle of Euphoria. Euphoria is offering a special deal for our listeners. Get 20% off your first order by visiting euphoria-wellness.com/busy or use code busy at the checkout. That's FORIA wellness.com/busy for 20% off your first order. we recommend trying that Awaken arousal oil or their pleasure set with all 3 of their bestsellers. You're going to thank us later. I've been having crazy dreams.
Have you?
Yeah.
Are you
I
okay?
do sort of love jet lag for that reason.
You love
know?
jet lag for the crazy dreams?
I kind of do, yeah. Also, I watched 2 episodes of White Lotus last night when I got home.
That'll give
after-
anyone crazy dreams.
Yeah, it's really, really wild. What's going on that show? Really wild. But I'm into it. I like it. I don't know. I think
Yeah.
it's good. I mean, I
you know
like
what
the
is
show.
so weird that I wanted to talk to you about is like, okay,
Yes.
so the Severance finale was excellent.
Which, by the way, I know I haven't. Oh my God.
You have to still get there.
Krista Miller is calling me.
Who is?
Krista Miller.
Oh, do you need to get it?
No, but I mean, I just like that she's calling me. It's always nice to have a call.
She's the best.
I love her.
So yeah, Severance finale and then White Lotus.
I'm so far behind on Severance. Can I tell you? I need to binge.
Yeah, you'll do it. You'll do it.
But you know
then-
what I'm going to do? Because I have to fly to LA for that show.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to download them to my phone.
Oh,
Or not my
nice.
phone, my computer.
Yeah.
Because Apple, you can download to your computer, to watch.
Yes.
Other streamers, you cannot.
Not so much. Sometimes.
I.e., Max, you cannot, which is why I was behind on White Lotus. Okay. Severance finale, White Lotus, yes. What? Tell me everything. What do you want to say?
People that are online, like they're trying to solve everything
Ugh,
instead
it's
of
exhausting.
just enjoy it.
Just
and
fucking watch it.
like everybody has these predictive theories about what's going to happen. And I'm like, it's not fucking Family Feud. You're not trying to see like if you get the same answers as everyone else.
Also, like, why do you need to solve everything? Let something be a mystery.
I'm gonna say that a little bit. I don't know if she's to blame. I would never say the word blame, but I think the person that I'm most familiar with planting 1,000,001 Easter eggs is Taylor Swift. And I think a little bit everybody thinks every single thing is an Easter egg.
Well, I think a lot of times now as writers, they feel like they have to, that everything has to be an Easter egg.
I think so, but sometimes then it's like you're so unsatisfied if it's just like it was just a good shot or a good scene or a good line and it didn't mean anything and no one's ever going to follow up on it and you're missing all the fun stuff because you're like just hunting for the solution to this problem. And I'm like, just enjoy it. Just enjoy it.
I'm with you. I don't even partake. I don't even read theories of things because it's just fucking boring to me. Like, I'm just trying to enjoy. I just want to see how it unfolds. I want to see how the person who's making the show or the people making the writers and the directors and the actors, I want to see how they want it to unfold for me.
Yeah. It's interesting. I think I'll be interested to see how our consumption, particularly of fiction, whether it be books or television and movies, I'll be interested to see if it changes because I know that a lot of the streamers now, like from the executive side, I've been hearing from a lot of my friends that they're being asked to reiterate and recap things several times throughout episodes because they know people are on their phones when they're watching. And so they're not understanding the stories. And so everything has to be recapped and reiterated so that they get it. And so that they're not dissatisfied customers. Is that true? But I also know that people's
But can I just tell you, like back in the day, like what network television, what you used to have to do, writers used to have to, in the first 5 minutes of the show, especially in the first, if a show was new, for the first, I think they would say like 10 episodes or something like that, something insane.
Yeah.
You would basically, in the first like 5 or 10 minutes of the show, you would basically have to like explain what the show was.
Yeah, previously on.
No, but not just that. No, not just previously. Like written into the show, they would be like, we need to get a sense of like who they are, what the show is, and why we're here. Like why we're watching it.
Interesting.
Like I remember that very, very clearly. I
feel like what I'm hearing from people is that like people now
like
it's like recapping within the episode. Being like, and then she said, you know, like you see a character say something, and then in another scene, another character is being like, remember when she said blah, 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 and like reminding people.
Oh, that's interesting. I'm thinking about the pilot that I turned in, you know, like about what the kind of notes were.
Yeah.
And mostly I think that there's a lot of like fast, like move it fast, like get to it, you know, because people's attention spans or whatever.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But sometimes I just like miss a lot on a show.
Yeah.
Sometimes I don't really pay attention. And sometimes I really do. Did I tell you Cricket and I started watching Lost?
Oh, did you? Interesting. Matt loves Lost so much. I've never watched it.
Oh, yeah. I hadn't watched it since the original airing. Emily and I watched it, but then we stopped in like the second season, but then we came back in like the fourth season.
Yeah.
We just skipped a whole season. Also, a friend of mine recently, like we had been talking and he was like, oh, I've never watched Severance. I like couldn't really get into it. And I was like, well, you should because it's fucking amazing, whatever. And then I talked to him a little bit later, like a few weeks later, and he's like, oh my God, Severance last week when da-da-da-da-da. And I was like, holy shit, you watched the whole thing and then no, whatever? And he's like, no, I just skipped to the second season. I got it. And I was like, what? And he's like, yeah, I just like, so I'm caught up. I started watching. Yeah, so I've watched like the whole second season. And I was like, but
I think that's dangerous.
You never watched the first season? I don't understand. What if you don't get something? What's going to happen? And he's like, it's fine.
Can I tell you a little story?
I'm like, do you?
When I was in elementary school, my elementary school wanted me to skip ahead a grade. Me and this other girl.
Wait, by the way, this was so of the fucking era. Can we just discuss how everyone fucking skipped grades in the 80s and 90s?
My school wanted me to skip a grade. Me and this other girl who I'll just say, felicitous fan dryer. She was super smart.
Excuse me?
Yeah.
Now, if that's not a J.K. Rowling fucking character, I don't know what is.
Fan dryer, loved her. She was so smart. But they wanted to skip us ahead, and she did skip ahead a grade, or she eventually did. My mom did not want me to skip ahead a grade because she was worried about what it would do to me socially. And I was really bummed out. But what my school did was they immediately skipped me ahead in a number of things. And one of the things was math, because they were like, she's really good at math. Let's skip her ahead in math. And can I tell you that it did eventually make me struggle because of the way that they did it? There was just a chunk of stuff that I didn't learn. And one of those things happened to be fractions. I missed fractions.
Oh my God.
So it put me at a huge disadvantage until I figured out on my own that, everything that I'm having trouble with involves fractions. And so I have to like go on a side quest to learn fractions. And then I was fine. But this is why I don't skip ahead on anything.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I missed the time-telling day.
And was it hard?
It still is. I still am like, which hand is which? Sometimes I look at a clock and I'm like, I'll never know. And military time, forget it. Europe's hard like that. Birdie's really good at it, obviously, because all of her school and everything is military time.
She's in so many time zones at all times.
At all times.
I love when I ask your sister, I've asked your sister, I think 100 times, what time is it in Arizona for whatever reason. And she's like, I'll never know. I just
she'll
don't
never know or you'll never know.
She's always like, I'll never know. I have to look it up just like you have to look it up.
I know. It is fucking crazy, but Arizona is really weird like that because they obviously don't do daylight savings. So like sometimes they're on Pacific time and sometimes they're on Mountain time, but you just don't know. You just never know.
Ask her, like, assuming like you're from Arizona, maybe you would, and she'd be like, if I'm not in Arizona, I don't know what time it is in Arizona.
I never know what time I have it on my phone because I never know. So I just never know.
It's so funny. And I mess up time zones all the time. It's one of those things. And for someone who was like a pretty smart kid, I feel like I mentally checked out when they taught us the way that the months went. And I just was like, oh, I'll just learn that another time. I'll learn it on my own. And that was also like another thing that I don't think I had a really great handle on for way too long. Like, I don't want to say I was an adult when I learned which order the months went in, but it was not when I was supposed to learn it.
Well, there are all things. We all have like holes, gaps in knowledge. I really felt like I had such a noticeable gap in history when I was in England and France, and I really felt like I knew this stuff at some point, and now I don't at all. And like, it's just replaced with such useless bullshit. And then I was feeling like maybe I need to be a person who gets into like podcasts or something about things.
Well, can I tell you something? I mean, not to paint with a wide brush or whatever, but I was never a great history student either. And like, I'm sure there were good history teachers in my school system. I'm sure they're all probably dead now. But I just never got a history teacher or a social studies teacher that really grabbed me. But
totally.
When I worked at the Late Show with David Letterman, there was a writer, Steve O'Donnell, and I always loved to talk to him. He was a legend, by the way, like a late night legend. And I loved to talk to him because he was very funny. He wasn't from my town in Massachusetts, but for some reason, he was such a genius. He knew everything about my town in Massachusetts and the neighboring town just because he knew everything about everything. And one of the reasons I love to talk to him is that you would very easily fall into a conversation about anything with him. But one of my favorite things would be if you'd fall into a conversation about history and he would tell history like it was the juiciest gossip you ever heard.
That's what we need. What we need.
I was so into it. And I'm like, can there be a Bridgerton that also like teaches me some real shit?
Real history. Well, Old Hot Goss was that the idea that we had on Busy Tonight. I think it was yours and Tina's, where we just like would ask people for old gossip that doesn't matter anymore.
Right. No one's going to get mad if you
no one's going to get mad about it. Which we had that really good story about, is it Deborah Messing? And
David Allen Greer told Deborah Messing like rocking out to Broadway show too.
Yeah. Which was just like a fun, cute, no one gets hurt goss story. But I like the idea of history as salacious gossip.
Yeah.
That's kind of fun.
Yeah.
Birdie had said a funny thing yesterday. Birdie's like very into history. It's like one of the things that she studies in her program is like she like loves history. She really does.
Yeah.
But she said this kind of interesting thing the other day. Yesterday? I don't know. She was like, ugh. I mean, honestly, it was like in response to the text messages being leaked, the war text messages being leaked. And she's like, ugh, like so over it, like a teenager. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She's like, ugh, I just don't understand why we don't go back to trench warfare. And I was like, what are you saying? What is trench warfare? I didn't even know.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, what is trench warfare? And she's like, trench warfare. It's like what they did in World War I and like before that, where like, in like the Civil War, where it's like civilians weren't killed. They're just like, they would like just set up these trenches, and then they would just like shoot at each other, and then the soldiers would just they'd bomb each other, and then like the soldiers would die, but like civilians just wouldn't get killed, and they didn't destroy any cities. And I was like, huh, that is interesting. She's like, I mean, we should just go back to trench warfare.
Yeah, which is like a development of like the warfare prior, where you just like round up your two teams and then they just like run at each other
Tribal.
on a field.
Right, like Braveheart or whatever.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Or like friggin',
Any of the
medieval
things.
times.
Medieval times.
I don't know.
I mean, jousting?
No, well, jousting,
'cause I
jousting was
feel
more
like-
for fun. Yeah.
I feel like medieval times, and now granted, I only know this from Game of Thrones, the last 2 episodes, which is the only episodes I watched, where I was so shocked that the entire show was about zombies, and nobody ever told me that. I thought it was like a real rooted show about medieval.
It's a switcheroo. I hate, by the way, talk about not paying attention. That happens to me all the time when I'm like, I thought this was a crime show. Why is there a ghost?
Well, the best one of late is my friend Jenny Connor, who showran Deli Boys, which I thought was just like a straight up comedy about 2 guys who worked in a deli. And so Cricket and I started it. And it's like a full like crime show.
Yeah.
Like, which is funny.
It's very funny.
And genius, and I loved it. But there's like, in the first episode, there's like a guy that gets shot that isn't dead but keeps like running. Like, it's a lot.
Yeah.
I just didn't know that that's what the show was. But then I was very pleased with what the show was.
Right.
Once I was there. But I really did not. It was not advertised to me in that way.
Yeah.
Even by my friend who worked on it.
Yeah. And like Game of Thrones, okay, there always was dragons, so I guess I should have.
Yeah, but like dragons, I get. Okay. But if we're talking about medieval times, dragons are in medieval times.
Right.
Dragons are in the canon of medieval storytelling.
Yes.
Sir Arthur fucking court or whatever. See, I know some shit. Anyway, you know what's not in Sir Arthur's fucking court?
No zombies.
A zombie.
No.
A fucking zombie. No one told me about the zombie. What? Don't come for me, Game of Thrones people. I don't care. I don't care enough. Anyway, trench warfare. When Bernie said that, I was just like, what are you talking about?
Oh my God.
And she was like, yeah, I mean, it's the only thing that makes sense.
Oh
we just like, everyone ruined it. And I was like, okay, sure.
Wild. Have you ever read A People's History of the United States?
No.
It's such a big, thick book, and it looks like a reference book or like a textbook, but it's actually pretty interesting. And you're such a big reader that I think you would be into it.
Am I?
Yes, you read all the time.
I don't know about that.
You just told me you were reading today.
I read yesterday because the internet didn't work on my plane. By the way, I lugged my friend Ada's book around all over.
Yeah.
I brought it to LA the last time I was there. Hadn't cracked it.
So, well.
You know what I mean? I'm having like, I don't, there's so much to look at now that it's hard to read.
Yeah. Listen, you're not wrong. Thank
but
God
I do like reading.
Use TikTok anymore.
Oh, I have to post something on TikTok in 1 minute. I actually really do. But then I like start, I'm really a visual person.
Yeah.
So audiobooks this is why audiobooks and podcasts aren't great for me, because I really do zone out when I'm like listening.
Yeah.
But maybe if I do some combination of the two.
Isn't that like what the Waldorf school always encouraged, that children should be doing something with their hands as they're listening to a lesson, like stringing beads as the teachers?
No, but remember when I was like really excited about the telepathy tapes because I got all my work done, or like all my busy work, all my putting things away work?
Yes.
Yeah, maybe I could do that with the People's History. I don't know, but like also, I don't know if I care about the United States at this point. I just was like, you know what I mean? Like the history of the U.S. I like kind of know the history of I probably know the history of the United States better than I know any other history.
I'll tell you something. There was free museum day while you were away, and we chose, there was like 30 museums that you could go to in the Los Angeles area. And so we were like, well, we've been to this one, this one, this one. And I was like, I want a museum that is like has outdoor and indoor because it's a nice day and I want to be outdoor. Anyway, we went to La Plaza Museum, which talks about like the Hispanic, Mexican, Native American experience. I didn't realize it was like a history museum.
Yes.
We went to that museum and there was a lot of shit that I never learned, never heard about. It was interesting.
Well, I also have to say, full disclosure, I not only grew up in the American Southwest, but I also went on a lot of field trips with Birdie and Cricket in Los Angeles at their schools. So I did learn a lot about Indigenous peoples' history, especially in the Southwest and the West Coast.
Right.
So I know probably more about that area than I do other parts.
Yeah.
Midwest.
It's
and
all
East
very
Coast,
interesting.
I guess,
That was, when we visited Canada very often, there was a lot of interesting history about like Canadian history, but also like Canada's history of relations with the United States, like how they relate to the United States. It's very interesting. And I think from like, you probably had a little bit different experience than I, and we both probably spaced out during a lot of history in school anyway. But I think like the history that I learned when I was in school, whatever I retained probably isn't very reliable because I'm sure I got some like whitewashed bullshit, not true history that was like approved by committee for whatever textbooks.
Yes, 100%, which is why this is why I say I like volunteered a lot for those field trips because first of all, I was like, you pay more, paying more attention.
Yeah.
Now, since I'm an adult.
Yeah.
And I feel like the information has changed, So it's like,
gosh,
the information the things that the kids know.
Yeah.
The things the kids know.
Well, I took a lot of photos of like the actual exhibits at the La Plaza Museum because it was interesting how much happened then is happening now. Like things that we were like, this could never happen in this country. And I'm like, oh, it has happened and it's been happening. It just, you thought it could not happen to you.
Well, right. That's always the thing, right? That's why they say history repeats itself.
Yeah.
What are you doing your best at, Case?
I am doing my best at getting ready to go on this journey.
Great.
Getting ready to get ready for this journey to make this show with you. I hope it's going to be fun. I think it's going to be a little wild.
It's a little. We're not going to lie, guys. It's a little stressful right now, but we're going to be okay. I think we're going to be okay. I do think we're going to be okay.
Yeah. Like that. If a trip is like 3 days away, it's all I'm going to think about. I might as well pack my bag now. Like it'd probably be smart to pack my bag now because I'm just thinking about like what I need to bring. And so it would probably just be smart for me to get my bag out and pack now. But will I? No. I'll do something else.
Yeah.
But, just trying to like finding a place to stay and figuring out how I'm going to go and how it can all work and blah, 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 blah. It's not that exciting, but for me, it's like, it's a big accomplishment. Just like you felt like you did okay on your trip, all things considered, but it was hard.
I did my best on that trip. All things considered, indeed. And I have to say, you know what I did my best at this week?
Tell me.
For real? Walking.
I mean, you did everybody's best. You did better than anyone.
I
Who walked more than 18,000 steps?
I walked my biggest day. Wait, I should look at what my biggest day is. Hold on, let me look. Right on into that health, and I'm not wearing a pedometer, so it's just my phone.
Just your phone, but
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I've really fallen off yesterday, and
has it started to send you alerts like where they're like, we noticed a sharp decline in how much you've been walking?
I mean, no. My average, hold on, let's say my average. Over the last 7 days, I took an average of 14,401 steps.
That's
I
very
think that's
good.
pretty good, especially considering several of those days were travel days where I was mostly just sitting.
Right.
My biggest day, where's my biggest day? How do I see my biggest day? I don't know if I can see it. That was on March 21st. I took 21,865 steps.
Wow.
That's a lot of steps.
That's like probably, it's over 8 miles, I think.
It is?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh my God. That's wild.
Oh my gosh. Well, there you have it. I'm glad you're back home. You're coming here. When's your show?
Oh, yeah. Guys, come to the Thrilling Adventure Hour show. I don't know. You have to look it up. I can't do this work for you. Go to Thrilling Adventure Hour on Instagram or on just Google Thrilling Adventure Hour.
All right.
Because I just don't.
I don't even know.
I can't. No. There's no way for me to know. I mean, I could look it up for sure.
Oh my gosh. And then next time I see you, we'll be in New York.
It's so exciting.
It is exciting. I'm
Enjoy
excited.
your training.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
I think you're going to enjoy it.
Yeah. I mean,
I really do think
I'll
you're gonna
definitely
enjoy
be
it.
in many of your states as, traveling through at least. Come out and wave to me if you feel a vibe of me passing by.
Come out and wave to the train. I want to know. I want you to take us on, definitely take some video and stuff.
Yeah, I definitely will. I'm excited. I'm excited even to go to the train station in LA because I've never been. And I weirdly, I liked the train. That's one thing that I miss about living in Connecticut and working in New York is commuting on the train every day, which I know sounds wild, but that train was good to me. The Metro North from Westport to Manhattan. And I like Grand Central Station.
Is that where you come into?
For if you commute from Connecticut, yeah. If you take the New Haven line.
No, but I mean when you're getting here.
Oh no, Penn Station, baby.
Oh, I like Penn Station though. I do. I like Penn Station.
Penn Station has been many different girls in my time on this earth.
But she's nice now.
Okay, I haven't been to
real
Penn
nice
in a while.
Oh, she's real nice.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Last time
she's
I
got
went there,
an amazing food hall.
Oh, great. Okay, well, I look forward to that. Yeah, last time I went there, it was a little murdery, but an adventure, but a little murdery.
Okay. Yeah. I don't think it is right now, but
all right, you guys.
Okay.
Hey, listen, group chats are up on the Substack. So I tried to tag everyone to let you know, but I think some people are still waiting to get in touch with their group chats. So I'm just telling you, go check the Substack because the group chats are there. And I hope everybody that did connect is having fun. And thanks for your patience. And I hope your group chats are going great.
Yay. Very exciting. Okay, guys. We love you, and we will talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye.
I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm doing my best.
Oh, no.